Module 6, Lesson 6's objective is to interpret measurement data from various line plots. Item 1 says, Miss Leal measures the heights of the students in her kindergarten class. The heights are shown on the line plot below. Item A. How many students in Miss Leal's class are 41 inches tall? In order to determine the answer, you have to look at the line plot. Notice that here is where you can see 41 inches tall. But before you can start counting the X's that are shown to determine the number of students that are 41 inches tall, you first have to determine how many students are represented by each X. So let's look over here. You can see that each X represents one student. That means we can begin counting by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 students in Miss Leal's class that are 41 inches tall. Now I need to write that in a sentence. 4 students in Miss Leal's class are 41 inches tall. Item B says, how many students are in Miss Leal's class? How do you know? I better highlight that. How many students are in Miss Leal's class? And don't forget the how do you know part. If I only answer one of the questions, then I would not get the entire problem correct. Let me go ahead and erase the marks that I have from the previous answer. Now, in order to determine how many students there are in our entire class, I need to count each of the X's that are on the line plot below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There are 20 students in Ms. Leal's class. I know because I counted all of the X's. Item C. How many students in Miss Leal's class are more than 42 inches tall? Okay, in order to determine this answer, we need to figure out which of the measurements are more than 42 inches tall. 42 is not more than 42. So I would count the X's on the 42 and a half. There's nothing on 43. I would count the X's on 43 and a half. And I'd count the X on 44 in order to determine how many students are more than 42 inches tall. Then I would answer in a sentence. There are blank students in Ms. Leal's class who are more than 42 inches tall. And item D says, Miss Leal says that for the class picture, students in the back row must be at least 42.5 inches tall. How many students will be in the back row? Going to underline that. That's important information. They must be at least 42.5 inches tall. How many students will be in the back row? Looking at the line plot, I know that 42.5 inches tall is the minimum or the least amount that they must be in order to be in the back row. So I'm going to count those that are 42.5 inches tall, those that are 43.5, and those that are 44. All of those kids will be in the back row. How many students will be in the back row? There will be blank students in the back row. All right, that's it for this side.